Boston, January 15th, 1919. It was an unseasonably warm winter day. People were out on the streets, workers were on their lunch breaks, children were playing. The city was alive. But just after 1 p.m., a low, strange rumble echoed through the North End. People thought it was the elevated train. They were wrong. What followed was a nightmare no one could have imagined. A tsunami of molasses. The source of the disaster was a colossal metal tank built by the Purity Distilling Company in 1915. This thing was a monster, 50 feet tall and holding over 2 million gallons of thick industrial molasses. The molasses was used to make alcohol, and with World War I recently ended, for munitions. But this tank had a problem. Everyone knew it. It leaked. Badly. Kids would sneak over with pails to collect the sweet stuff, seeping from the seams. When residents complained, the company just painted the tank brown to hide the leaks. It was a ticking time bomb made of sugar and neglect. On that January day, a combination of a fresh, warm shipment of molasses and a sudden temperature rise caused pressure the shoddy tank couldn't handle. It exploded. A wall of molasses 25 feet high and moving at 35 miles per hour erupted into the streets. It was unimaginably destructive. The force bent the steel supports of the elevated railway, swept buildings clean off their foundations, and smashed freight cars. A truck was thrown straight into the harbor. But the true horror wasn't just the initial impact. Molasses is a weird fluid. It thins under pressure, allowing it to rush out fast, but then it thickens again as it settles, trapping everyone and everything in its path. The first responders faced a scene from hell. Rescuers, cadets from a nearby training ship, police, and neighbors waded into the waist-deep, suffocating goo, desperately pulling people out. Horses were trapped and drowned. People were suffocated by the viscous wave. The cleanup took weeks. They used seawater to wash the molasses into the harbor, which stayed brown for months. It's said that on hot summer days for decades after, the neighborhood still smelled faintly of molasses. 21 people lost their lives that day. They were laborers, firemen, teamsters, and children, just out enjoying an unusually warm day. In the aftermath, the company tried to blame anarchists, suggesting a bomb had caused the tank to rupture. But a landmark 3-year-long court case, one of the first major class action lawsuits in Massachusetts, revealed the truth: sheer corporate negligence. The tank was poorly designed, underbuilt, and never properly tested. The company was found liable and forced to pay damages. But the true legacy of the Great Molasses Flood was a change in the law. This disaster led to new regulations requiring that engineers sign and seal their blueprints, that independent inspectors review projects, and that companies be held to a higher standard of safety. It literally rewrote the book on construction and corporate responsibility. So the next time you're in Boston's North End, walking down Commercial Street, take a moment. It's a beautiful, historic neighborhood known for its restaurants and cobblestone streets. But just over 100 years ago, it was the site of one of the strangest and most tragic disasters in American history. A stark reminder that cutting corners and ignoring warnings can have the sweetest and deadliest of consequences. Thanks for watching. If you have a strange story from history you'd like us to cover, let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more tales from the past.